When I get that feeling, I want spiritual healing. So on the journey, guys, sometimes there's an energy waiting to get to you, but you got to release something first. Or you got to say yes to something else to create some momentum and create some excitement and movement into your life. If you remain just sitting in the same spot, there's going to be no new energy coming in because nothing's leaving. So nothing can come in. You're just still sitting there. Smoking, coking, drinking, complaining, whining, more whining, the other wine, and then the other whining, and then some more addictions on top of addictions. And again, hanging out with narcissists, never getting anywhere because they rule you if you hang out with them. Remember that. The narcissist is always going to rule you. They're going to overrule you and they're going to fucking own you. Nobody owns you unless you let them. Remember that. Does anybody own you? Nobody owns me, but they've been doing a voice to skull program and treating me like a scapegoat, and it still never ends. But what you do again for these people is you got to keep rising. Nothing more than what a narcissist hates is somebody doing better than them, right? Remember, they're competing with you when you're not competing with them. So the only thing you can keep doing, even though they're doing illegal things to you, is to still keep rising. What a way to keep rising when you keep saying yes to yourself and you keep saying yes to new things that are going to try to come into your orbit. A few weeks ago, my spiritual teacher online on Zoom, she said, Lynn, something's trying to get to you. It's right there. She's a psychic medium as well. And she does readings on us sometimes in our class. Usually she does me last, but this day she must have been excited to tell me something. I'm doing Lynn first. And she said, Lynn, there's something waiting there right there for you, but you got to do something first. And then I asked her a question of what I thought it was, and it was. I'm not going to say what it was, but I was right about what it was, and then I proceeded to go do it. I went and did it. I took a chance. And now that energy can get to me because I did something. I made a big, bold move that I've never done before. And I took her advice and I went with it. So I've been noticing since I did that, the great number of a birthday of a great fiance that I used to have before I had a rock bottom and got into coke for a while and had a massive ego death now. And again, I'm sober and living the spiritual journey. I keep seeing his birthday everywhere. It's been going on for years on my journey. So today, lo and behold, my hairdresser was busy. I had to go take a walk on the wild side, go eat lunch by myself somewhere, and my bill came actually to his birthday. Again, it's 1916. His birthday is 6/19. So that was my bill right on the thing. I don't know if you can see it. That's right there. That's a synchronicity from the universe. So my bill came to 1916. His birthday is 6/19. Again, it's a synchronicity. Synchronicities are everywhere. It happened at the grocery store the other day. There's my bill, 11.96. His birthday is still in there. Before I went up to pay for my bill at the diner, I saw a car go by with his license on it. And before that happened, 222 passed on the license plate. You're on the right path. My point being with this today was ever since that day when I let go of something, I released it, more has been trying to come into me. And unless you release something, it's never going to be able to get to you. So today when I went to the hair salon, I sat there for about an hour. She was still busy with somebody else and I was just patient. We were chatting. The lady and I had similarities as well because she's on the journey as well. So anyone on the journey, you're going to cross paths because it's when the student's ready, the teacher will show up. There was a reason I was called to go to her salon to get my hair done today. And it was probably her name was Angel, but that wasn't why. But I talked to her on the phone and I had a great conversation and I felt good when I hung up with her. There's just sometimes you don't have to know what somebody looks like in order to know they're a good person. And you always know when it's a good person once you've done all the healing on yourself. So when it's a toxic motherfucker and a not good person, you say, no, I don't want that anymore. And when I went to the diner, I was looking around for a while too. I was out of my element. I was in a territory I'm not frequently going to in my city. She said, do you have anywhere to go? Could you come back in about an hour at first? And or she didn't say that, sorry. She said, do you have anywhere else to go? We kept chatting. And then I noticed she was taking a bit longer with somebody. I'm like, where's good? 444 on the timer being protected. The angels are protecting us. I went and I said, what's close by? And I kind of was getting lost thinking, where can I even go? And I just picked this spot to go in. And it's kind of nice sometimes that you can just go sit down and have lunch by yourself. Like, how many people out there are so fucking codependent and so people pleasing that you can't even just go sit by yourself in a restaurant? I know nobody can. No one that I used to hang out with, nobody would be able to. There's maybe 2 guys in the whole city that I know that would be able to do it. And one of them is my great ex-fiance, because he did it before. He went to Dominican by himself. He'd go to the movies by himself. He'd go for lunch by himself. But I couldn't back then because I was in my addictions and I was people pleasing and I was being codependent. And now I'm not. Now I've been hanging out by myself for a couple of years because I don't put up with bullshit. And I don't put up with toxic motherfuckers, man. When I smell you coming, you get the fucking hand. And some people are lucky they don't get a fucking backhand. But I'm not like that. I'm not violent like a narcissist, right? The narcissist is always trying to antagonize you, man, and get you out of your character. Because remember, in their story, you're the villain. And they're always the fucking victim. So today I carried on to the diner by myself. They didn't have a menu. I'm like, can I see a menu? And I said to the lady, she said, come back in an hour. And I'd already been waiting an hour. But again, my point being, again, 6:19 on the timer, this very, very individual I'm talking about the synchronicities with the birthday. When I chose to go into this place, I had no idea what food they had. I had nothing. I was just taking a chance and I thought, oh my God, it's not even fast food. I don't know how much money this is going to cost. But I don't get like that anymore because when you're open to what the universe has for you, you got to start saying yes to anything. You got to create change. Something took me out of my territory of where I normally live to go further. And to keep going further. And it says before your manifestations are going to come in, you're going to try out new things. So today was a perfect day of everything being new. Everything was. And then the lady asked me, do you know about birds? The lady who gave me this, I said, oh my God, we'd already talked. Another synchronicity was she knew the lady cutting my hair or the lady doing my hair today. So she said, is she from Chicago? Another synchronicity. This great guy and I, Chicago, we went there. It was our favorite place. And the lady wasn't from Chicago. She's from Toronto and originally Zimbabwe. But the lady, I said to the lady, you said Chicago for a reason. And that's how it comes in from the universe. Sometimes it's a message right there for you. But if you're not awake enough, you're going to miss the point. And that's how the universe works. They work through other people for us. So she said Chicago. That was a coincidence. It's a synchronicity again of the same gentleman I'm talking about. A real gentleman, a real guy who's not a narcissist, a real amazing person. And then right before I go up and pay, I see the thing on the license plate again, 9/16, his birthday, 6/19. I saw 222 and a whole bunch of other synchronicities, 999 as well, a couple times going by as an 8. They didn't have a menu in the place. So I just picked, the lady was awesome. She rattled off all the food they had, 8:11 on the timer, all the food they had, and I just went with a chicken burger and fries. And it wasn't because it was the cheapest thing, but it sounded really good. And then again, going up there, you can't make it up. You see that? The 1916, the birthday's in there. All these are around us, guys. Everything's around you, right there for you. If you ever have a chance to look, even on grocery store times are on here too. The times will have it. Everything will have it. Then she started talking to me about birds. She was on the journey and she's like, I feel like I need to talk to you more. Like, can we talk again? And we were talking and it was a great going back and forth, same energy. She gave me my number. So then she wrote down her number and we were just talking about angel numbers. Well, lo and behold, in her phone number, she wrote down now there's 777. So here's lucky for you. Right there, I explained, oh my God, your phone number has 3 sevens. In the phone number, she had 619, the guy's birthday. So I carry on. I go back to the salon. We're sitting in there. I tell her all about this. She's still doing my hair. And all of a sudden she says, oh, Nadine lives over there. And I'm like, Nadine? That's this great guy's mom's name, Nadine. And then later on, she gets a phone call. And the woman, I hear she's doing my hair, but I can hear her talking. She says, hey, it's Charlotte. And I'm thinking in my head, did she just say Charlotte? That's his sister. Everything all adding up right there in front of me for the whole day. It's all right there. And before I left my house, I saw 619, 916. I saw it all around me the whole time. It never stopped. And then the mom's name was mentioned, the sisters. I said, was that girl's name Charlotte? And she said, yeah. I said, holy shit, you can't make any of this up. And there was a couple more things as well, but even the Chicago thing thrown in there and a whole bunch of things. That's how it works. That's how manifestations work. But until you release the old shit, which most people can't release their addictions, but the hardest part for people I know is their addictions, but it's also that you're too afraid to be alone. What do you hate about yourself so much that you can't enjoy yourself? Again, keep in mind, know thyself is the best gift you can give to yourself and for humanity. But everyone's too afraid of themselves. So you're never going to be able to manifest anything good hanging out with toxic people is my point. I had to let everybody go. Goodbye. If you come back for me, then you're ready to be back in my orbit again. But not really. Not really too many people will be. And in fact, I probably won't be here too long when they are ready, if they ever do decide to make it have a part of a spiritual journey or any journey in knowing thyself. Because a lot of people will never ever have enough balls to face themselves. And let's keep putting that back out there. 11:11 on the timer. Make a wish wherever you are on the planet. But keep in mind, if you are somebody ready to face yourself, looking in the mirror, I have one right here in front of me, looking at yourself and be able to finally say, I am beautiful, and pat yourself on the back and be very humble and kind still to people and realize that everybody, wherever you're going, it's because when you're ready, the teacher shows up when the student's ready, and it happens everywhere you go all day long in your path. But if you're still sleeping, you're not going to notice. 11:44 on the timer. You're not going to notice. And if you don't give a shit about yourself, why are you here? Why are you here? Did you just come to do the same thing every day, or did you want to do something different? Did you want to find your soul's purpose? Or are you just handing that soul's purpose away now, saying, nah, I'm so done, I don't even have a fucking soul anymore? And most people don't. Because I'll tell you right now, a narcissist doesn't have a soul. And if you're hanging out with these people and you think they have a soul, you're fucking wrong. And I hate to tell you that, but you are. But I'm glad I can tell you that, because I've had 49 years of experience with these people. Before they take your soul, you gotta take your blinders off, man. Take your beer goggles off and get the fuck away from these people is my point. If you're too afraid to be alone, are you what's more scary? You allowing people to treat you like a piece of shit on your shoe, or you getting to know yourself and do it alone for a little bit? It's a good question to put out there for people, right? Are you that scary that you can't do it alone and you need a toxic person to fucking kick you down and punch you down every day of your life until you finally wake up and say, I've had enough of this person's bullshit? Because I'll tell you right now, the people that I was hanging out with, this is all you do. Go get sober and see who your fucking friends are. And I dare you to do that today. Go check it out. See how it is when you get sober, man. And see how many people are going to be jealous, envious, and hate you. Hate you. Because, you know why? Because they're entitled. Jezebel entitled narcissists that think I'm here to fucking owe them something, man. I'm not here to owe those people nothing. And my great fiance from many years ago, he knew that as well. And I bet you every person that I know that's stabbed me in the back, that's had a massive betrayal right now with the energy in my city, I bet you he could say, yep, I knew that person was like that. I knew that person was like that. Because he was very intelligent. And I was dumbed down by this negative energy with this karmic family and these karmic friends. Too afraid, too busy people pleasing to see. And you know when it's standing and staring right in front of you? You finally got to let them go, guys. That's what I'm saying. You got to let them go. Are those people ever going to be there for you? Go get sober today and see. And better yet, go get sober for yourself. Because you know what? 1422. There's nothing worse than an old narcissist, crusty as fuck, who's an alcoholic, a fall down drunk, and an angry racist drunk. And I'm going to tell you something else right now, too. The courage that I had today, And I felt completely more at home than I felt in a long time. The salon I went to today, I was the only white person in the whole salon. The only white person. When I walked in, I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel anything I felt like I belonged right away. The lady was so welcoming. I was the only white person for the whole time I was there for probably about 5, 6, 7 hours. The only white person. And that's the way it should be, because on the spiritual journey, the lady was just like me. Again, we're all at different parts of our journey, but she was exactly like me. Everything crisscrossed over and aligned perfectly with like where I am at and where she is at. Same books, same audibles, a very much a synchronicity with the owner and I. But I'll tell you right now, I feel more out of place walking around in my neighborhood with misogynist men, Jezebel entitled narcissists, gluttonous people, and people that hate you because they're jealous, envious, and they hate themselves. So they just don't care. They just want to bring you down. I never felt more at home today when I walked in. They're 15:55 on the timer. I never felt more at home. And again, the spiritual journey isn't about color. It's about love. Living one vibrational energy. It doesn't matter what fucking color of skin you are, guys. And you know what else doesn't matter? You know what else doesn't matter? I lost my point. Again, it's the voice to skull, I think, coming in when I try to make a message. So I did lose my point there, but maybe it just didn't need to be shared. But I do have one other part of that story. The woman, Charlotte, that called her, this lady knew her. And another thing that was disgusting to me today in 2025, she was calling my new hairdresser, the amazing dreadlock, amazing woman that I met today. She was calling her to say, in our very home city of London, Ontario, Canada, her friend wanted to get a mohawk, and the friend is a transgender. And the place here in my own home city turned the person away because they were a transgender. They didn't serve the person and give her the mohawk. How disgusting is that? As well as the other thing, how disgusting is racism, and how disgusting is slavery and misogyny. It's disgusting. It's 2025. So I'll let that sit out there for you. That was me sitting in the chair, hearing the lady doing my hair, and the girl Charlotte was talking loud. I could hear. And I said, is that what just happened? And she said, yeah. And she was saying she can come here anytime. Let her know she's welcome here. I can't believe that. So she hung up the phone and she said, I can't believe that. What does this person think? Are the scissors going to turn transgender? Think about it. That person turned somebody away. And the lady doing my hair said, I don't get it. Did they think the scissors are going to turn transgender? So I'll let that resonate with people out there. 1800 on the clock. That's the kind of times we're living in right now. Not only is it narcissism, but you know what? It is fucking narcissism, because it's narcissists who hate. They only have black and white thinking, and they won't accept anything other than their ego, and they're right about everything. They don't see it any other way. And they'll fight you for fucking 80 years on them being right. Do you want these people in your life? Sorry, men. I'd rather sit with a black person. I'd rather sit with any other person than a white misogynist piece of shit, man. Or a Jezebel entitled white bitch. Or anyone that's a narcissist, no matter what skin color you are. Do you get what I'm saying? Narcissism doesn't discriminate either. The narcissists discriminate. But narcissism doesn't skip over a different color of skin. It's in everybody. So it's the narcissists that have ruined the world. Let's let that marinate out there in 2025. Somebody not being able to get their fucking hair done because they're a transgender. Racism still existing. Voice to skull on me in slavery and treating me like a slave and a fucking and a scapegoat in my very own hometown. And I couldn't imagine being black and going through what I've gone through, being a white woman. So let's put that back out there as well. And again, it's all narcissists. They think it's funny to make fun of people, man. They think it's funny to claim and make fun of gay people when they're actually gay themselves in 2025. Because they have hidden gay tendencies. So they'd rather be the big bully bastard that these narcissists have been for their whole life. They'd rather make fun of a gay person or a transgender than fucking have anyone see that that's what they really are. And you know what? The narcissist wishes, they wish they could just speak their fucking truth. And that's what it all comes down to. All the narcissist is so jealous of, and the envy and the hate, is because they can never be you. I'm sure you're the empath if you clicked on this, and me, the other empath. And with that in mind, I'm going to leave it at that. It's 2025. I say no to racism and no to people being turned away at people's businesses, man. It's disgusting. And again, misogyny needs to go too. I'm still disgusted by a man in my elevator, and it doesn't matter the skin color. It wasn't white this time. And I dropped something in the elevator, and I said, "Can you get that?" My hands were full. And the man, she was wearing a hijab. She was wearing a beautiful dress, and he ordered her, pointed at her to pick it up, and I couldn't, my hands were full. And she looked at him in a beautiful gown, made her bend over in the elevator. And I looked at him and I said, I mentioned this on a video once. I said, "Oh, I thought you were going to do it." Because I said, "Oh, can you get that for me?" And he ordered her. He pointed at her to pick something up. I said, "Oh, I thought you were going to bend over and pick that up." And he goes, "No." That was a man. And it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman or what skin tone. It's the fact that this is still fucking going on, man. It's disgusting. But you know what doesn't disgust me? Me. You know what else doesn't disgust me? Anyone that's gone before me, that had enough balls to face themselves. You know what? Some people are here to make a difference in the world. And if the narcissist isn't one of them, well, they can just sit there with their little fucking pouty face, because you all have the same disgusting face and you talk like this and you're all the fucking same and you're empty, shallow, hollow inside. And you know what? The empaths are striking back. The black sheeps are motherfucking rising, man. And we're the generational curse breakers. And we're not putting up with narcissism anymore. We're done with it. We're fucking done. You guys can sit there with your petty little faces and talk like this. And you can sit there still smoking. And you can pour your beer back. And you can go do a couple lines. But I bet you're never brave enough to actually fucking write lines down and make a YouTube channel. I bet you're not brave enough to go fucking put that fucking beer down right now and walk into a meeting tomorrow. 22:33 on the timer. I bet you're not brave enough right now for a narcissist to go sit with themselves for more than fucking 2 minutes, because they can't. Why do we have to suffer because the narcissist can't? It's not the fucking narcissist world anymore, by the way. The empaths are striking back. And if you're here right now on the planet, I'd advise you to get the fuck away from these people. They'll have you in jail. They'll kill you. They'll have you slandered and cursed across your whole city. They'll have a smear campaign so bad on you that when you're on the journey and you go deep inside and heal your childhood wounds, you don't give a fuck what anyone says about you. And you know what? Brings me to my last point. The very fiance that I had back, I don't know, I've been living here 8 years, 10 years ago maybe, but it was when we broke up, 8 years ago. That very man that I loved before I didn't love myself, that loved me when I didn't love myself, he's the exact person I am now. But he was that 10 years ago. So what I'm saying is time doesn't matter. We're all energy. And when like energy is ready to get that like energy back, it's going to come in and nobody can stop it. So with that in mind, love wins. Narcissism's out. Love's here to stay. Namaste.